Hey, what's up, guys? This is part 3 to my Roblox Essentials series, and in this episode, I will show you guys how to make Tycoon droppers. Now, you might say,
But hey, Tycoon droppers aren't really essential to Roblox games.
well, you're wrong. A majority of Roblox games are Tycoons. Okay, maybe not a majority, but like so many are Tycoons. So, like, and in every Tycoon, there's a dropper. So yes, I will include this in my video, and I won't just show you how to make a dropper. I'm going to show you how to masterfully make a dropper and how you can make it a whole system. Okay, so this video might be a little longer. All right. Anyways, let's get started. Let's get to the business. All right, guys. As you can see, I've already got a little dropper here. I made this. It took me like 8 minutes. Who cares? This little thing is going to be the base. It will be the default. This is the template for every other dropper, right? That's what we want to do. We want every dropper to be the exact same. It just looks different.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
And we can use a single script for everything. And not like we put a script in here, we put a script in there. Because what if you want to change something, right? You gotta go into all of these scripts and blah, 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 edit. That's gonna take so long. So we will use module scripts to make this more efficient. And the way we do that is we basically create a blueprint using the module scripts. And with this blueprint, you can use any like dropper with the same like template, right? Has a dropper part inside of it and a configuration with like the data that you want, like the custom data for every dropper. It takes that and then it creates a new object with all of these values, these set values that you need to make this dropper system work. And so what we have here is a constructor method that does just that. And then it returns that object, right? And in that object, here you can see that we use the module.new or the dropper module.new function, which creates that thing, and it runs the start function on it. And in the start function, it basically just it sets the active property of it to true, and it checks for if it has a part inside of it, inside of the dropper with the name remote. This is going to check for this remote button, and basically this is going to allow us to have two different types of droppers. One that like whenever you press it, it spawns, and this one just spawns at a fixed rate. God. So yeah, if it is not equal to nil, which means the remote is there, it has a remote button, it will create a function, or it will run this function that is connected to the mouse click event of the click detector inside of the remote button. And you guys know what a click detector is. You click and then it's able to detect it. And the way it detects this is through the mouse click event. And so what happens if you click the remote button? It takes the color, puts it in this remote color variable, and then it checks if it's not equal to red. And if it isn't equal to red, then that means it's green, or any other color that you set for like the whenever the button is ready to be pressed. So yeah, it will change the color to red, signaling that it has been clicked, and then it spawns OR with the spawn function, which I will get into in a little bit. And then it waits the self.rate, and this rate property is just from the rate number value. It's taken from the rate number value in the configuration, and then the remote button's color is reset. And so how does this prevent you from spamming? Well, this if statement actually prevents you from spamming, like spamming or, because once you set the color to red, this function can never evaluate to true, which means, no, not function, this statement will never evaluate to true, because, you know, it checks if the color is not equal to red. All right, so what if it doesn't have a remote button? It will just spawn this function, and task.spawn, what this basically does is it prevents a while loop from it prevents this while loop from stopping or yielding the code, because normally if you have a while loop in your script, it will yield the code from spawning anything after it, or not spawning, from running the code after it. So we need to use a task.spawn to create a new thread, which means that whatever function it is like spawning, quote unquote spawning with task.spawn, will be run inside a different thread, which means it's not going to interrupt with the current thread. So we just spawn this in a different thread, and this while loop that spawns or at a fixed rate is going to work as well as everything else. All right, so with that, let's get into the spawn function. The spawn function right here updates the values, and it does this before it actually spawns the OR, because the properties itself are only set one time from the, it takes from the configuration like one time when the actual like dropper object is created. And so we need to create a function which updates all of these properties and sets it to the configuration value, because usually if you want to change something in a dropper, or like when you upgrade a dropper, you change the configuration values here. So like the OR, you might change the OR, you might change the spawn rate or the drop amount and stuff like that. The drop amount is actually not set up, but I can set it up. I just don't want to. You guys can set it up easily too. That's gonna be your guys' challenge. Bruh. So the way this spawn function spawns is it creates a clone of the OR, which is set in the in here. You set the OR property to the configuration.or value, which is just a string, but using that string that is passed into the OR module.new function, it uses that string to find the actual OR corresponding with that string name. So once it finds that OR and clones it with the script inside this OR module, it will parent that OR to the workspace, which means it's put into the actual like 3D world. Once it does that, it will position the new OR at the little dropper. And so this if statement actually checks if that OR is a model or a normal part. If it's not a model, it will be a part or base part with a like position, because models, you can't change a model's position. A model doesn't have a position, so you have to change the C-frame. And yeah, that's all for this one. We also have a destroy function, which just destroys the dropper and also clears the table to avoid like memory that isn't deleted. And in this OR module script, basically the way that we create OR is we have this little like create OR function that creates new like OR depending on the arguments you pass into it. So as you can see in this one, we pass the name of it as iron, and then we set the size to 1, the color to a gray silverish color, the material to smooth plastic the transparency to 0, and the cash value to 1. And in here, it just like creates a part with all of those values, right? And it also creates a new number value instance and parents it to the new OR. So that means every OR will have a number value called cash that stores the actual cash value. So it can be processed by like a furnace or something, right? Or whatever your processor is in your Tycoon. And that OR is just set to this table with the key being the name. So like it does this module, the not dot, module brackets and the name, and it's equal to this instance dot new part with like all of the values set. So that's what it does. And when you do this, what it looks like inside your code is just this. It's just a new part. So the key will be something like your key of this, and then the actual part. And what this is called is a dictionary. So normally this is called a table, but in a table in Roblox, your tables can also be dictionaries. So you can have a key of like money, and whenever you index this, it will return 200. So if you're looking for module.money, that number will be 200. So that's why it's called a dictionary, right? Because in a dictionary, what do? You look for a key term, which is the word, and then you can read its definition, which is kind of like its value in here. So yeah, this is where you are creating the part and setting it to the key of the name. And in this module, you're returning a clone of that part. This also allows us to create custom parts like this little cash. Oh, anyways, this is the dollar bill. What the hell happened to Benjamin Franklin? Nah, they did my boy dirty.
Hell nah.
They did my boy real dirty. Well, anyways, yeah, that's basically how all of this works. Because in this script, what this script does is literally just taking all the droppers, and then it's setting up the droppers by just running the start function on it. That's literally all it's doing. We take a look at our code right now. You can see that yes, it does indeed spawn what you want in each of these cache models. Also, one thing to note, whenever you create a custom, whenever you create a custom or like part or whatever you want to be like spawned by the dropper, you have to put your own cache number value in it. So I had to put this own cache number value to it with the value of 5, as you can see here. And also this works as well. So guys, isn't this beautiful? Isn't this beautiful? Like all we have to do to create new like droppers, copy the old one, and then set the ore to iron or something, and then you can set the rate to like 0.2. So it only waits 0.2 in between, like or for a remote, it only waits 0.2 until you can spawn again. Like this is great, right? Right guys?
Correct.
This is literally awesome. Not only is it so easy to like just create a new dropper, you can make a dropper out of anything. It could be a part that you anchored in the sky. So like you could have something like this, bro. This is crazy. And then you can have a dropper part, another part inside of it, another part inside this part. And it doesn't even have to be on it, bro. It can be like, it can be something like this. Now we can just put it right here, and then we name this dropper part. It has to be named dropper part. It doesn't have to be visible. So you could have this be invisible. In fact, let me make this like near invisible. And so the only thing we need really is to have a dropper part, a configuration, and then we need to have one number value for the rate, one number value for the drop amount, and one number, no, not number value, we need one string value for the ore. And this can be diamond. If I remember correctly, I did make a diamond. Yeah, I did make a diamond ore. And let me just show you guys how crazy this is. Okay, maybe it doesn't work. Maybe it doesn't work. Sorry guys, I forgot to give this thing a dropper tag. So once we do that, it's going to work. Oh my god, I forgot the rate is 0. But you guys saw, it worked. It worked perfectly. Despite, like, this is how easy it is to make a dropper. It doesn't even have to be a dropper. Look at this. What is this? What did I just make? What monstrosity did I make? Anyways, guys, because this is a harder, like, script or system that I've made, and it's only episode 3, I'll provide you guys with all the scripts. I think I'm gonna put everything into like one kit. But yeah. This is the end of the video. This concludes episode 3 of Roblox Essentials. And if you guys want to see more, make sure to hit that subscribe and like the video, and also comment about any of your issues, about what you think has been difficult going through this video. And yeah, that's basically it. Peace.